tell me whenever the stream comes.
I thought you were...
I was recording, I just changed it to the stream. I accidentally clicked the wrong button.
Something's beating on me. One sec. Okay, it's live.
You can see now.
Yeah.
This was that part where the nest was the other day, where most of this was underwater, where the pier sits.
Yeah.
I've not changed any of this. This is just the way the new thing looks. But this is that part I smoothed. Look at the hills now.
And this is on 10?
Yeah, this is 10. This is 2048 10 with a layer at 160.
What do you mean a layer at 160?
The whatever those layers are, it's 160 by 160.
160 tiles by 160 tiles. Where the fuck's right?
Yeah, it's 160 meters by 160 meters, 11 tiles. This makes it, this gives you a, but just look how damn smooth the land looks and everything. Or, like before, you remember I had to swim in certain parts of this.
Yeah.
But like this area, this is the area I smoothed in that other program. So I know I can smooth it like this. But watch when I get over here to the hills, like how the hills do as well. These are areas I haven't smoothed. I'm going to go over here to an area I've not smoothed and look at how it done with the hills. I think the hills look amazing.
How's the loading?
What's that?
How's the loading? You fixed it?
So far, I've not seen any issues with it. And right now, I'm at...
No, when it was loading in.
Oh, yeah, I didn't lock it up yet, so...
So...
Yeah, it still takes 5 minutes until I get the, until I lock it up. But look how the heel's done. I think they look more like real heels now. Well, realer.
Except for... I don't know any hills that look like that. But hey.
Yeah, I mean...
have the satellite map
yeah.
on it.
They're not just like, see, before they used to be just like perfectly smooth. Like a hill like that was just like perfectly smooth and had no real little sections in it.
Right. I know. It's far.
And see, it's got, if I went off the damn road here, I think it's over here.
You're going to have to send me your textures, and I'm going to have to try to build you some texture maps, and we'll see how they look. Or layer maps. I'll try to do a layer map for you, because it's only a few minutes to test, right? It's only a few minutes to test the layer map?
See, yeah, and right here, I'll show you what I did. If you look, do you see all those little black and gray spots on that right there?
Yeah.
and then you can see them over there, and that's the same exact texture across all of that. Just to do it real quick, but look at how it makes not what's right around the car. That's the high textures, but even though those are different, like look at all the damn different colors up there, and it's just the same black texture across them. But you can see just how much it makes that look different.
Well, the satellite map.
Right. And see, I made them really big because I just wanted to see it, but the marks don't have to be that big. I could do it with a bunch of little small marks and it would come out a lot better looking. Like here, you can kind of see just ahead of the vehicle. The marks are pretty damn big. I done it just so to make sure I could see them.
I can map.
What's that?
My map. I can export a satellite map of my map, and then, like, once the textures are loaded in or whatever, and then that can be overlaid because Unity will blend the texture. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you saw what mine looked like when I exported it, right?
Yep.
Well, if I go through and I mess with with some of the AI on generating the textures, you can have dirt on the bottom of your mountain, and then gravel, as it where it kind of curls upward, and that sort of thing. Have it auto-generate, and then go from there.
I've not got to go much further. Just right over here is where I was wanting to show you. Just past this town here.
Unity does layer textures, but if you take the strongest, if you do a, what's it called? If you separate each texture individually and then just do make it a black and white and color it to the appropriate, and use them all as maps, one over the other, and just layer them on top of each other, you can come out with an individual color map. So if I can generate and then also export the satellite map, and the color of the satellite map, if you overlay it, you'll get some where it's blended as well.
See, look how it did this hill right here. Like,
yeah.
so I think that looks a lot better than what it did, or the way it was.
I don't like the texturing though. I mean, it doesn't look like a rock
No,
face.
yeah, that's what I said. Like, that texture is not right at all. Not even. Don't look at the well, I mean, you gotta see the texture, but I'm saying don't judge that texture at all. This was just a test to see if it would work.
No, the map looks.
If you look the distance, this is where you'll be able to notice it. Like, the distance, what you're seeing right here is still that same. This is the same exact thing, but here you're getting my blackness all over it right there, which is what makes that look so bad, because it's so big. You can see like just how big the stuff is, whereas if you look at a distance, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, obviously I've just done the default at the moment, but if I wanted to bring,
you're out of the range to see it over there. All you see is satellite.
This is satellite too. That's the actual satellite right there you're looking at. The only difference is this one has my texture, that black, all them little black sections there, it has my thing over it. But see, if you look at this distance here, And see, I could do a dark, like a little bit better green layer, like I've done with these textures. I could do that green layer over everything, so everything don't look quite as dead. But you can see how doing it like that, like it could be quite. I don't know. I got to do some more testing, but it could be quite an FPS improvement.
I don't know about FPS improvement if you got satellite textures in there, and you've got, and that's
Well, see, that's what I'm
layer.
saying. It's like it would only be that texture. It's only loading the satellite or the tiles for that part. Let me jump to my jet real quick. Hang on a second.
You see what I'm saying, though, right? Look at the ground where you're walking, and there's that
Yeah,
ring.
yeah, you can see
That
like,
looks like hell.
yeah, this around me. Yeah, absolutely. Because I've got it stretched so big, the texture around me is not fitting right.
No. Look
The,
about 10 meters out, the ring, how it changes. Maybe 25 meters out.
yeah, that part in the distance. See, that's what I'm saying. All of that out there, just
It
on that
doesn't
ring,
match.
is satellite. Yeah,
No,
that's
I
because I've got
understand
this
that.
ring. I've got this ring around me right now, but I can actually remove this ring around me.
And walk around on the satellite?
Yes. And see where
Your
you're.
satellite's gonna be every 1 meter, right?
Well,
Well, even the satellite right next to you, where the ground looks pink there, that's just way off.
Oh, of course. Like, don't judge the textures right now because I've not done my magic under Photoshop. But I'm saying with the right layer of, I mean, you remember the two differences in the grass when I finally got done with them. But with the right Photoshop cover on this, I think I can do away based on like I was saying, that it's the darkness and the like like I was saying, if you have a rock and you pull all of the color out of the rock and all you keep is the highlights and the dark shadows of it, no matter what color you put that over, whether it's gray or brown or green, it'll give you the idea that it's like a little rocky section like that. And what I can do is I can do my little rocks, I can do what I want for my grass, and do just like two or three textures, but then literally have thousands of colors across the map for different areas. And only have really, like, even though you have all them colors and everything looks, all that would be done on Photoshop, you really would only have like maybe 5 or 6 textures total.
I
Oh,
thought you were saying 16.
well, even with the 16 I got, that would just give me 16 would be way overkill because I could do like a sand, do like a grass, but they're all clear where you see through them. Let me jump to the airfield so I can fly and show you.
Is the satellite on top or below?
It's below it.
Can I make a suggestion? Go that route? Make all of the green for the grass opaque, and the spaces between the green you pull the satellite through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I've got to do before I make the conclusion on it, I've got to do it both ways, where I've got everything textured and get an idea of performance, and then I've got to do it this way, which is why I've done a rough one. What's that?
Without the satellite.
Yeah, and then I've got to do it without the satellite just to see if there's a performance improvement. Because that's what.
I thought. Well, you've got pretty close to ArmA settings right now. Well, that's what, you're at 10 and ArmA and Chinaris is 7.5. So that's what, 3/4 squared is about half performance, 916.
Are you talking about on the FPS I'm getting right now?
Or, yeah, 916, you should be getting 916. There should be a ratio of 916, so you should be a little faster.
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah.
16.9.
I'm definitely
16.9
faster right now.
16.9 faster, it should be, roughly. Because 7.5 versus 10 is about 3/4. And if you square it, because that's what in front of you has 2 dimensions that are the number of vertices.
See, now you can really start to see those lines like in this closer area, and that's what I'm saying. Like if I've made them much smaller, and you see what I'm saying, like, and made it look more, but you can see just how much more. Like obviously this whole area looks dead looking, but yeah, I would definitely get rid of the way it looks all dead looking and everything there. I'm going to go to the north where it's a little greener. That's why I switched to the jet. Yeah, I think these forest floors I think they would look pretty damn good.
Let's say you get your map the way you want it, and or whatever, right? You export all of your roads to the map, right? You send me the updated height map. I generate a layer map, and you take a look at that. I mean, you don't have to fields.
See, look how good. I mean, obviously they need to be darkened down because they weren't made for this. But look how good these fields look. And then you can see my. Trying to find a little bit darker green patch here. That one's a little too much because that was actually going to be water under it, but. Right over here we go. Like this section here, imagine a lot more of the map covered in a section kind of like this, and you can see my. What's that?
What's controlling that ball of yarn look?
Ball of yarn.
It looks like a giant ball of yarn. Big green ball of yarn. All the little lines and squigglies and stuff.
You talking about like right here, all these little, it kind of looks like a bunch of little,
like if somebody were to roll up a bunch of strings.
Yeah, this is my overlay texture that I done real quick, but I made it way too big. Like this thing is in the size of like 100:1 scale, just to give you an idea, because I needed to make sure it was showing up and that I could see it. Like if you take all of that black, all them little black lines, and the way that looks like grass, if you was to shrink that down to like that 100:1 and get that down to much smaller, it would look like that, but in a smaller form of it. And that's what I'm saying. You can see how it would look. Like it, I mean, obviously this is too big, but it just gives you the idea. It's like, it's an illusion of the grass colors. What's that?
map. I think it looks better without a satellite map on the last map. On your
Oh
old.
yeah, that the default texture. That's what I mean. I know the default textures, because the quality I put into them. I know they're going to look better on this. I'm looking at a performance increase if I was to just to skip that. I'm just seeing how much it increases it. Like even, let me go over here to the. Oh, this will help.
And this other
I'll get rid of some of that reflection I'm getting there from the ground to shadows.
that's what those glasses.
And then, shit, here I gotta figure out where I'm at. Okay, I need to go this way. And this is right here. There you can see it much better, like where it's covering everything, but you can just see how many different colors are within this grid, and I wouldn't be able to do that with the normal textures, like, or that many different things. So you're limited to those 6 per. And then I've even got like the road. I mean, these obviously ain't the best, but the road texture would be better, but I'm just saying from a distance.
I'm just thinking. It looks like
What's that?
they said it looks like you dumped that entire texture on the map.
Oh, I did. It covers everything.
That's not what you're planning on, right?
No. Like over the grass areas, you would have the grass texture. Over the road areas, you would have like a road texture, as far as just like a clear. All it would be the black, clear, not a high quality. It does not, because it's just black and clear. It does not have to be high quality at all. I mean, hell, to give you an example, the one you're looking at here that's covering everything is 128. I think it's 128 by 128. Or, no, actually, I think this one's 256 by 256.
Yeah, how high can you go?
4096 by 4096.
Yeah, that's like 16 times better in each direction.
I was going to show you this northern part here where it's cut in up here now. You can see these valleys. These valleys came out really good, I think, compared to the old. I wish you could see the old valleys without the trees to see how bad they were. Like, they did not look like valleys at all. What's that?
Didn't I see it yesterday?
No. I'm talking about the default ArmA map. I'll have to try to go in and take a screenshot of it so you can see, just to see how much of an improvement this is.
Yeah, that one thing I showed you with, you know,
See, you can see how easy if it was done like this. Look how easy it would be to lay those roads and line those roads up.
Yeah.
Would be.
Those roads would be fully lined and then converted, right? Because you're not going to lay all of it.
Yeah, if we can do that. And this is the part where I tested a little area about cutting a river through it. See, that's the ocean filling it. That would be.
Yeah. Do that. Do grab a elevation of the ocean where it's really shallow. Draw a line all the way across. Big hole. And cut it down. Basically, cut your elevation cut your river out, and then do the valley afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I think
You know
this
what I
would
mean?
come out. I think this would come out so much better, this river, because this river, I would cut it through this whole top section there along the road, but
Right.
and just a
what
little
I'm
bit
saying-
wider than this. I think this would be, and then get the right texture underneath it and everything. This would be perfect. This would be such a nice compared to what we've got now.
Yeah, I'm saying if you grab a set elevation, if you can, and do like for the width of the river and paint the river in, and then do the banks afterwards. Bring it down, bring the banks down. And that gets your depth of water all the way across, and you don't have to try fiddling with the elevation all the way along. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because that's going to be a real pain in the ass to get your elevation, you know, like with the ball all the way along. If you clone an elevation and go all the way across, do your river, and then fix your bank.
Yeah, it would be pretty easy to do it like that.
Yeah. Because you just follow along, and this is my elevation all the way across. You can lower it in places if you want, but you start with you're not plopping a ball down. Gotta lower it down, gotta lower it down, gotta raise it up, and it's gonna be a lot smoother.
The islands, the little islands came out. Let me show. There's one right up here. They came out really good as well. They look much more. Before they just looked like, for lack of better words, they look like boobs sticking out of the water. But now they actually look like little land masses coming up.
Fucking mountain up here.
What's that?
You gotta raise up a mountain from there.
Yeah, I've got several there that I'd like to bring them up a little higher.
You stick it on top of that.
This is that part I gotta fix. They look like, from a distance there, that looks like rock right there. You know what I'm saying? That come out really good right there. And then if you go in, and I had that area to, kind of like that one over back over there. That's where I got to drop that down underneath the water. What's that?
It's a lens tool.
Yeah, that was easy
Round that
enough.
off. Get a big ball.
You can see the island, the little islands. They look so good now. I'm talking about just like the way the land came out on them and everything.
Look at the textures that you have on here. Temporary test. What?
Hello, Cookie. Not ready for tonight, but you can definitely tell it's coming along. How you like it so far?
There's not.
What's that?
I said there's not going to be enough cover.
Yeah, not for tonight, but this is the part you was talking about, mountains in the north. See, once I take this section right here above this, I'm going to show you a couple here. This one right here could be turned into a nice cliff face type mountain through that section, or not necessarily like straight cliff, but that one could be turned into a real nice mountain area. And then over here, like some of these, because this is where I'm somewhere up here north, some of this section is the ones like this. I'm going to bring them up higher, and then these are the ones I'm going to cover with snow. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Kogan. I'll say it's coming along, but oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun, and it is so big. And there's sections, Kogan, like I told you, even though you know it, you really don't. Like, it just completely changes everything. And it feels so different just because it's mirrored. Like this one. This little section right here is mirrored, and because it's mirrored, it's like it just feels completely different. But it's getting there, slowly but surely. It's still got a long ways to go, but that. Kogan, this is Starry and Novi that you know so well. Just look at how much it's changed right here. Something Starry and Novi that we know so well, just because of the way I changed the landmass around it and everything. Look at how much it's changed this area. This is where the red barn and stuff would sit. And obviously all this has got to be smoothed out. You know what I'm saying? On some of these fields and stuff like that, they got to be smoothed out. And I'm gonna head toward Gorka just so you can see how much it's changed. Actually, yeah, I'll head go around toward Gorka. That way you can see the difference in that area.
You should try it spaghetti. See how that works. You know, like granular contrast.
Now head up toward medical base. That way you can see that area there. Now that you know where you're at, where old med base used to be. I mean, look at how much. Even though it don't look like it's changed a whole lot, when I start getting low, you can tell it. All right. You can see what I'm talking about. When I cover this with trees and everything and put the rows down, this would make for some really fucking epic areas to fight in.
You got that. Someone on lifted.
Yeah. It's the part you'll like, Kogan. Look how it started to lift the airfield up here to. This is where you can start to see some of the greater differences as well, like as I head towards Z-Town. And then this little road takes us out here to where the little military base was set up. once I straighten all this out, you'll see how this will connect you down to a whole new fucking area. This will be the home for Duturno. The new swamplands. What's that? New electro?
If you, did you still stream?
Yeah, at the moment I am. I won't be streaming much longer though. I'm getting late anyway.
Yeah.
Just line these valleys back up so you can see these valleys. We can travel so much.